Sometimes you really just gotta walk away. Also, sometimes you just gotta really understand your strong points. Those are two things I really wanted to say today. First being, it's all about knowing when to walk away. Picking your battles is difficult, really difficult, but it's very crucial. I have one example for that. And the other point, like I just said a second ago, you really gotta be aware of your strong points, basically. Your strong points can become and can be your strength. It can be your weakness. Like the things that are the strongest in your life, in your attributes, in the kind of person that you are. For me, I may be pretty strong in the area of trying to do something, trying to fit in something, working on things, trying to make sure something is finished. For example, I mean, it's like I just try very hard, and that's good. It's also bad because it's like sometimes you need to stop and move on. Sometimes you need to really forget about things and stuff like that. There's probably a couple different strong points within me, within the kind of person that I am, and these things can be used against me in a bad way. It can be a good point within my nature, within the kind of person that I am. It can also be bad. I didn't make a list of all of them. That's the one that I can think of. Like I'm pretty stubborn, which is good. Like I think I'm sort of like Donald Trump in the sense of pretty narrow-minded and determined. This commitment, this determination within a typical man is really good. A lot of men have this point that is either a good thing or a bad thing. It could be a strength or a weakness. It's critical to be aware of it, at least. And so you write it down, you talk to people about it. First step would be writing it down and analyzing it, but you can't really analyze it if you don't really know what's happening, if you don't really know like what's going on. But you really gotta take it a step at a time, one piece at a time, a piece of the puzzle kind of thing, a piece of the pie. Like don't try to tackle it all at the same time. It's something you want to do, but you really need to take your time, not in a lazy kind of way, but you want to be thorough. You like how do I say? Tough word, not funny, but you know, seriously, like you want to be methodical. You want to make sure you analyze it all because you don't want to miss anything when you're trying to figure out who you are. Or you can just go find a counselor. You can find a therapist and have them try to help you with that. Or you can do it yourself. You can get other people to help you with it. A combination of things, but people waste too much money on all that kind of stuff. But I think that's very important. All of that. Understanding how your weaknesses can become your strengths, your strengths can become your weaknesses. There's a little bit of a back and forth going on. And the first thing I wanted to say was, the first point that I made was, you really got to know when to walk away. And like for me, for example, I got to walk away from a guy, a random person. Could be a guy on Discord, on the Means World Productions. I talked about the big flopper. And then there's another guy. I know what you did last, Brony. He says, "Oh, my username is ironic, So I'll just call him the ironic brony. He's like, I'm no brony. I'm no lover of the I Love Pony, what's it called? My Little Pony. I'm not a man loving My Little Pony freak. Like Joey Arnold, I don't like My Little Pony. What are you talking about? So he's like telling me stuff, and some of these people, like them, will say stuff to me like how terrible I am. For example, if I talk about something that I saw in the news, something I heard about, I could say something directly or indirectly. But regardless of what I say, like the brony guy could be like, he could be like, hey, where's your source? Where did you get that information? Like today, for example, earlier today, I kept on saying, oh, the United Nations, the UN said it. And he's like, huh? Where? Show me. And I can be like, Google it. And he's like, I don't want to Google it. Basically, I'm paraphrasing, but it's like, he's like, oh, I don't want to Google it. I don't want to look for it. I just want you to show me exactly what you're looking at. And I'm like, literally, it's on the website. Other people are talking about it. Official United Nations people are talking about it. But Brony, this guy, Brony, on Discord, he's like, what are you talking about? That doesn't exist. It's not happening. Nobody's saying it. No official high up people are saying it. So basically, Brony's living in a bubble. Doesn't want to think about it. Doesn't want to talk about it. Then I brought up something that we already talked about a week or two ago. I showed him a police report of what happened at Sandy, and he laughed at me. He mocked me. That guy on Discord, on the Memes World Productions server, he laughed at me. A second ago, he's like, if you showed me a direct link to the thing you're talking about, your source, what you're quoting, where you're getting your information from, I'll look at it. I'm like, I already did it. Remember Sandy? We talked about Sandy. And I gave you a direct link, and you laughed at it. And you're like, that's nothing. And it's an online police report of Sandy. An official direct link, and you laughed at it. My point being that even if I gave him exactly what it wanted, it won't be enough. It's not good enough. Why? Because he doesn't really care. The point isn't about whether or not the information is right or wrong. Point is, he uses all that just to attack me, so he doesn't really care. It's some kind of game, whether he knows it or not, whether he's like aware of it, whether it's like conscious or subliminal, maybe it's subconscious, maybe it's some kind of crazy thing that's going on in his life. I don't know what his motives are, but this brony guy on Discord is like attacking me. No, there's other people who attack me sometimes online and offline, and especially online over the years, and it's devastating. But this happens to a lot of people. This happens. There's a lot of trolls and weirdos, scam artists, and combinations of people and things and bots and stuff online. You never know. Sometimes you never know. And sometimes it's really hard to know what's happening, because there's so many different things going on. You just don't know what's going on. You don't know. And sometimes you just want to try to convince people. And so I try, because of my strong points, as I mentioned earlier. What I said earlier is like, I want to, I want to convince people to see what I see. I want people to know, what I see, like what I see, I want you to see. Maybe you don't agree, but at least admit that you can understand where I'm coming from, because I'm taking the time to try to understand where you're coming from. but a lot of people won't. Like, you don't have to, you don't have to agree. Don't have to agree with me. It's just loud enough, I don't know. But, out of all the things I could say about this past week, that's one of the things I wanted to talk about. I wanted to make 2 points. One about how your strong points can be a good thing or a bad thing. I wanted to talk about that for a second, but the other thing is about learning how to walk away. You really gotta pick your battles, and like this was an example. The thing about Brony, the ironic Brony guy, on Memes World Productions, the Discord, on Discord, the Discord on Discord, the Discord server on Discord, and he's just there to mock me, to take me down, and even if he felt like everything I said was true, he would still say, "Source?" I need to put that in big letters, but I don't have that right now. I don't have any special effects. Don't have any subtitles on this video. In this video, I don't have anything right now because of computer problems and stuff. Ongoing computer problems that I've been having the past many months now. Still working on that stuff. And that's why there's low value, but still, it's like, even if I gave him everything he wanted, he would still complain. And that's what you gotta realize when you're in that kind of situation. And we're all in that situation sometimes. Sometimes you're in those types of situations. You don't like it, but you're in it sometimes. It's devastating, but what are you gonna do about it? What are you gonna do about it? You just gotta admit to it. Don't live in denial. You gotta realize that you're in a situation, it might be like a lose-lose situation. I don't know. Do I look like a fish? I don't know. But it is what it is. It is what it is. But it's basically what I wanted to say about Brony was even if I said something that's obviously true, no matter how obvious it was, he would still say it's not true, just because he wants to be in some kind of opposition, which some people will accuse me of being, which I'm not. But they'll say, you just want to argue. You just want to argue about everything. I don't actually. But it looks like it, because I do argue about a lot of things. And I have my reasons, but still, some people will argue and they will not back down because they have an agenda to really destroy, and they may hate the other people. So, person like Ironic Brony on Discord, he would disagree. He'd probably argue no matter what, even if I said the sky is blue. If the sky was blue, when I said the sky was blue, he might say, no, it's not. It's red. I mean, I'm saying if the sky is blue, and I say the sky is blue, when the sky is blue, Brony would be like, no, it's not. Where's your source? Where's your evidence? I mean, that's what he would say. And even if I showed him some kind of document, he'd be like, you have no idea. That's not a link. That's not a document. That's not what it's saying. Where's the real evidence? Where's your real documents? Where's a real a real source? Because it's how do we know if the sky is blue or not? It's not like I have eyes. It's not like I can just look up and see the sky. I use this as a pretty stupid example, pretty crazy example, something that you might be able to automatically be like, yeah, like that, 5 seconds, maybe half a second. You can be like, yeah, I understand what you're saying, kind of thing. And I use that to say, like critical thinking, common sense, and all that kind of stuff. Like, you should be able to figure things out on your own. You should be able to Google something on your own. But Brony on Discord, he's like, oh no, I can't take 5 seconds to Google something, try to search for something. I said, if you really cared about things, you would just go find out what the UN said. He's like, I don't want to. So I included what he said on my daily blog. I made this video right now for my weekly Monday night oatmeal show for the 29th of August of 2022. And I should not really interact with the ironic brony horseman boy on Memes World Productions Discord server anymore. Maybe I will a little bit, but just to make a point or something and to talk about it in articles and videos and everything. But nevertheless, it's like those kinds of situations can be hard, and it's like you really gotta just like pick your battles, and sometimes abandon battles. Maybe this is not a hill you're willing to die on. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. I think for me, it may not be, and I just gotta go. I just gotta go to another hill, and then stand on top of it. Sometimes you should not back down, and it's important. And the governor of Florida talked about not standing down. You have to stand your ground. And his little commercial ad was a parody of the Top Gun sequel, the second Top Gun movie with Tom Cruise. And it was a really good meme. And then Steven Crowder had a similar thing, and it was like a parody of like Saving Private Ryan. I think that was the movie, most likely. And it was a good parody, and the same idea is you stand your ground in the midst of the attacks of getting censored online on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, etc. You stand your ground. You politically attack back, politically, non-violently. And you are attacked when you are censored. Like, that's a bad thing. What Mark Zuckerberg talked about with Joe Rogan about what Facebook does is not good, but he tried to make it sound like a good thing. And then he's like, oh yeah, transhumanism is really cool. Let's become robots. Well, it's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's a bad thing. Hypothetically, it's not a bad thing. Just like communism is not a bad thing, but it's a bad thing. But hypothetically, it's not a bad thing. But it's like we don't live in a hypothetical world. So they will sell you on hypothetical ideas and saying, this is so cool hypothetically, let's go do it in practicality. But it's a totally different thing in practicality. I mean, yeah, in reality and practicality, it's not the same thing when we're talking about technology and communism and all of those things. It's different. It's a different kind of thing. It's just like, there's just a lot of things that you really gotta think about, and you really gotta consider when the going gets tough and the tough gets going, because things don't go the way that you want them to go, but that's what happens. Like, I thought that the commercial that Ron DeSantis did, the governor of Florida, his little commercial thing was really, really cool. The Tom Cruise little parody commercial was really good. He had a whiteboard, and he talked about the rules of engagement, a few things to do when you're attacking the fake news online. And then he showed examples of what he actually did, because he does it. He does not just talk the talk, he walks the talk. And when people lie and when they're asking him questions, he stands his ground. He does not accept the fake news narratives, and he strikes back. He asks questions and he counters. It's like, I don't accept those lies. Where did you get that information? What the hell are you talking about, kind of thing. And that's good. You made some really, really good points. And you gotta stand your hill. Stand on pick your battles, and be willing to die on your hill. Die on. Some hills are worth dying on. And that's what the Floridan governor was talking about. So anyways, I'm saying that sometimes you're not supposed to, like, you should not do that. Sometimes you do, and sometimes you should not. Sometimes you should. Sometimes it's critical to pick your battles. I mean, to really stand your ground, and sometimes you really, really need to walk away, and it depends on a wide variety of things. And you just got to be aware of when to do it and when not to do it. And that takes a lot of wisdom. Wow, it takes a lot of oatmeal.